Today is the most important day of my life. It's my 5th wedding anniversary with my beloved wife, Eva. I've been up since dawn, too excited to sleep. I can't wait to surprise Eva at the cafe where she works. I've picked up a beautiful bouquet of lilies, her favorite, and a box of artisan chocolates. As I walk the familiar route downtown, I take a moment to reflect on our years together. I still remember the first time I saw Eva across the crowded bar, laughing with her friends. Our eyes met, and in that instant I knew she was the one. We talked for hours, and I walked her home as the sun came up. We've been inseparable ever since that magical night. Eva is my best friend, my partner, my everything. Even though money has always been tight, we've built a happy little life in our cramped apartment, filling it with love and laughter. Her smile still makes my heart race like it did 5 years ago. I can't imagine life without my beautiful, kind-hearted Eva lighting up my days. Approaching the cafe, I straighten my tie and tidy my hair, checking my reflection in a shop window to make sure I look my best. I want this day to be absolutely perfect for my lovely wife. As I enter the cafe, the familiar smell of coffee and baked goods wraps around me like a warm hug. I scan the room but don't see Eva right away. Odd, she always works the early morning shift. "Hey Steve," Sarah, one of Eva's co-workers, calls out from behind the counter. "If you're looking for Eva, she's just stepped into the back room for a minute. She'll be right out." My pulse quickens with excitement and anticipation. This is even more perfect. I can surprise Eva coming out of the back room. I hurry over to the door and take a deep breath. Gripping my gifts, I turn the handle and step inside. I freeze, the bouquet and chocolates falling from my lifeless grip. My chest tightens and icy dread trickles down my spine at the scene before me. Eva, my faithful, loving wife, locked in a passionate embrace with a tall, muscular stranger. His leather jacket and stubble give him a dangerous allure. One hand caresses her cheek while the other pulls her close by the waist. Eva's eyes are closed, lost in the moment. They break from their hungry kiss and gaze at each other, laughing easily like old friends or new lovers. It's him, the actor I've seen plastered across billboards and bus stops for weeks. His piercing eyes and cocky smirk taunt me from 30 feet tall posters around the city. He's the lead in that blockbuster movie filming downtown. And here he is, arms draped around my wife, staring back at me with amusement. "Excuse me, this is the employees-only back area," Eva says automatically before her eyes meet mine. Her cheeks flush bright crimson. She pushes the actor away forcefully. "Steve, oh my God, this isn't what it looks like." She gasps, clutching a hand to her chest in horror. But the image is seared into my mind. Eva, sweet, gentle Eva, wrapped up in the arms of another man. Laughing with him. Kissing him. Betraying our marriage vows. I stumble backwards towards the door, bile rising in my throat as my life crashes down around me. "No, Steve, wait." Eva cries desperately. She reaches for me, but I pull away violently, tears stinging my eyes. The smiling cafe patrons turn and stare curiously, but all I see is Eva and him. Together. The actor just stands there with his cocky grin, not an ounce of shame on his smug face. I burst out of the cafe blinded by tears, Eva's voice echoing behind me. I run without stopping, away from the cafe, from Eva, from 5 years of memories tarnished in an instant. My lungs burn, but I can't breathe. I'm drowning in heartache and fury and shock. I always thought Eva and I were forever. I thought she loved me as much as I love her. Now everything is a lie. My past, my happiness, my future, all shattered by the woman I gave my whole heart to. I find myself wandering aimlessly through the park where Eva and I picnicked just last weekend. Was it real for her then? Was this affair already happening right under my oblivious, trusting nose? Has our whole relationship been fiction, just a placeholder until her leading man arrived? I collapse onto a bench, dropping my head in my hands as sobs rack my body. In this moment, I've never felt more crushed or alone. The woman I love, the only light in my small, ordinary world, betrayed me for passion with a movie star stranger. I don't recognize my own life anymore. Through fragmented thoughts, one cold realization crystallizes. I have to get away from this place. From Eva. As far and fast as I possibly can. The crushing pain will follow, but staying here another minute will break me completely. I make my way in a trance to the edge of town. Luckily, I have my wallet, passport, and phone still in my coat pocket. I buy a bus ticket, not even checking the destination through bloodshot eyes, just knowing I need distance. I need escape. When my lungs fill with air that Eva hasn't breathed, maybe I'll finally be able to think straight, to face the impossible task of piecing my shattered heart back together alone. I find an open window seat, resting my spinning head against the glass as the bus rumbles out of town towards somewhere new. Somewhere I can start over. Alone. The engine drones hypnotically as we pick up speed on the highway. Exhaustion seeps into my bones, but every time I close my burning eyes, I see Eva in his arms. Laughing, kissing, loving him. A voice next to me interrupts the torturous slideshow. Hey man, I'm real sorry about what happened back there. I flinch violently, pulse racing as I take in the man who just slid into the seat beside me. No, it can't be. This has to be a nightmare. Some sick, twisted dream. But the same leather jacket comes into focus. The same stubble on his sharp jawline. Eyes bright with amusement at my suffering. Somehow he's here on this bus with his stupid cocky grin. The man who stole my wife. I recoil from the actor, while rising in my throat. This swaggering homewrecker has the audacity to sit beside me to flaunt his victory by invading the only solace I have left? What the hell are you doing here? I demand through gritted teeth. He raises both hands, his crafted expression oozing practiced sincerity. Hey, I know you've got every right to be pissed at me, he says. I just want a chance to explain myself. Clear this whole mess up. I cross my arms, glaring out the window. I saw everything I need to at that cafe. No explanation needed. He shakes his head. Okay, that looked really bad. But I swear to you, it wasn't what you think. Eva and me were just friends. Colleagues. Eva never mentioned being in a film. Then again, the Eva I thought I knew seems to have been a carefully constructed illusion. I stay silent, unconvinced. Look, man, we were rehearsing a scene, that's all, he continues. I'm playing a slimy Wall Street type who seduces the nice cafe waitress played by Eva. I have to kiss her in the scene. It's in the script. We were just running lines before her shift when you walked in. Awful timing, I know. But I swear Eva isn't cheating on you. Especially not with me. My gut reaction is to refuse to believe his slippery words. But doubts creep in despite myself. It's true Eva never mentioned acting. Then again, she rarely talks about that cafe job either. She's always been private. Quiet. This man oozes Hollywood smarm, but could he be telling the truth? Was it just a misunderstanding, a cruel twist of fate? Then why did she look so guilty? I counter, trusting my lingering anger to shield me from wishful thinking, from giving false hope a foothold to crush me again. A wry smile crosses the actor's face. Well, she was caught rehearsing love scenes with a co-star instead of working her shift. Might lose her job. Not exactly how she wanted her husband to find out about her secret film debut. I glance up sharply. No hint of deception shows in the actor's expression. But is he just that skilled at lying? Look, don't take my word for it, he urges gently. Here. He pulls a phone from his leather jacket and taps the screen. After a moment, he hands it over. I hesitate briefly before accepting. It's an email chain between the actor and Eva. My eyes scan the messages hungrily despite still simmering hurt. He's telling the truth. They discuss script revisions using language any actor would know. No pet names or terms of endearment. The tone is professional, even somewhat stiff. My wall of anger and pain cracks. Could this all have been a huge misunderstanding? It still doesn't explain why Eva hid this film role from me for so long, but... I have Eva's number too, the actor offers gently. I can call her right now so you can talk, clear the air. She adores you, man. I could see that the moment we met. This is all just a stupid mistake. His words land like blows against my fraying doubt. A sob hitches in my throat unbidden. The cautious, fragile part of me I've always buried deep knows with sudden clarity that I need to talk to Eva. I need to look into her eyes and decide for myself if what this actor claims could possibly be true. If the woman I love so completely could still be innocent. Still be mine. With trembling hands, hardly daring to hope, I take the offered phone and select Eva's number from his contacts. My heart hammers against my ribs as it starts to ring. After an eternity, I hear the most beautiful sound in the world, Eva's voice. Choked with tears, but still so achingly sweet. Like coming home. Hello? Eva, it's me, I manage hoarsely around the growing lump in my throat. A shuddering gasp answers. When she speaks again, her words run together in a breathless flood. Steve. Oh my God, Steve, I'm so sorry about everything. About not telling you. I just landed a tiny role and didn't want to make a fuss if it got cut. But that's no excuse. I know I should have told you right away. I never meant to hurt you or make you doubt us, even for a second. I love you so much, honey, and I'll do anything to fix this. To fix us. Just please come home so we can talk. Her frantic apology tumbles out in genuine remorse and despair. No deception. No actor's polish. Just my Eva and her beautiful, earnest heart laid bare. I believe you, I whisper hoarsely, the three most difficult yet freeing words I've ever uttered. I'll come home. We'll work this out. Eva answers with a sob of relief. In the background, I hear cheers and applause from the cafe staff and regulars who I realize must have been worriedly listening in this whole time. Despite everything, a hint of a smile tugs my lips. Our community has always loved and supported us both. Of course, they'd rally behind us now in this crisis of misunderstanding. The actor claps me firmly on the back, grinning. There you go, man. I told you it was all just a stupid mix-up. You two crazy kids are gonna be just fine. Now get back there and give that pretty wife of yours a kiss for me. He winks dramatically and my smile widens ever so slightly. As the bus slows for my stop, gratitude floods my still bruised heart. Towards the suave, meddling actor who chased me down to plead Eva's innocence when he could have just vanished into his glamorous film world without a glance back at the collateral damage he'd unintentionally left in his wake. And towards my sweet Eva, whose only crime was following her private passion without letting pride or insecurity hold her back from a chance to shine beyond our little town. My wife saw a hidden talent within herself and seized it boldly but quietly. She deserved my support, not my doubt from the start. Now we'll begin again on honest, understanding terms. Buoyed by relief yet heavy with shame, I make my way off the bus towards home. Towards Eva. To rediscover the woman I fell in love with, who now glows brighter with possibility. I take a deep, steadying breath as our apartment building comes into view. Doubt and nerves still churn within me, tempered by tentative relief. But seeing Eva's beloved face, looking into her kind eyes, and hearing her voice thick with remorse has planted a seed of hope. Of forgiveness. One still threatened by lingering weeds of hurt and pride. I have no idea what awaits me behind our scratched green door. More desperate apologies? Defensive excuses? Relief or recrimination? My swirling thoughts occupy me so completely that I nearly stumble over a small cardboard box on our worn welcome mat. I pause, squinting down in confusion. The package is addressed to me in Eva's graceful cursive. Hands trembling, I lift the mystery box and let myself inside. Eva? I call out cautiously. In here comes her small reply from the living room. I find Eva perched tensely on the edge of the sagging couch we'd hauled upstairs together just after our wedding. Our wedding. Has it really only been 5 years since we grinned like lottery winners, drunk on love and possibility? We had so little back then, but it didn't matter. We had each other. Through anything. Or so I believed. Until today. Eva starts to rise, but I gesture for her to stay seated, taking the armchair opposite. We regard each other silently for a long moment, the air thick with unspoken hurts and hopes hanging in the balance. She is still breathtakingly lovely despite eyes swollen from crying. My fingers itch to caress her cheek, to smile as she nuzzles into my palm like so many tender times before. But uncertainty roots me in place. Finally, haltingly, we both begin speaking at once. We stop, waiting for the other to continue before breaking the fraught silence with tearful, cathartic laughter. The ice broken, I nod for Eva to go first. She takes a deep breath. Honey, I am so very sorry for hiding things from you. You're my whole world, my best friend, and you deserved honesty from the start. But this tiny role, my first ever, it felt too personal, too precious to expose until I knew if it would actually amount to anything. Her words come out in a fervent flood. It was just vanity at first. 32 and I finally get picked to play a bubbly side character. No real lines, but hey, I get to kiss Hollywood's newest stud. She attempts a self-deprecating chuckle before continuing somberly. But then, I don't know. The more we rehearsed, the more I saw myself actually capable of channeling someone confident, vibrant. Desirable even. I hid it from you because those feelings scared me, Steve. I was afraid you'd think I was unhappy with our life. With you. Or worse, that I'd gotten full of myself and would ultimately end up crushed when my 30 seconds of fame hit the cutting room floor. I see now I should have just been honest, but I think deep down, I was afraid of losing your pride. Your respect. Her voice drops to a ragged whisper. Well, I lost something much more precious today, even for a little while. Your trust. I'll never forgive myself, Steve. Never stop trying to earn it back. Through shining eyes, I watch Eva, my best friend, my lover, bear her hidden dreams and doubts without a hint of actorly facade. No script except that of her own vulnerable heart. She meant no willful harm and has lost nothing of who she is, the woman I adore beyond measure, whose happiness is inextricably tied to mine. I take her delicately trembling hand, enveloping it between both of my own. You have nothing to earn back or prove, my love. Yes, today hurt like hell. But mistakes born of insecurity or even vanity don't negate the past 5 years or how very well I know you. I kiss her knuckles tenderly. Forgive yourself, Eve. I do. Joyful disbelief floods her face. Still clutching my hands as though afraid I could vanish at any moment, she gestures to the package I'd placed on the battered coffee table between us. Well, go on then. Open it. I lift the box curiously. Inside lies a slim volume, the shooting script for Take a Chance on Me, Eva's film. It falls open to the cafe scene complete with a title page bearing both our signatures. And there's more, a check made out to cash, but with both our names printed as payees. Turns out producers don't love when their lead actor disappears, blowing shooting deadlines to chase down a misguided husband, Eva explains with a hint of her playful smile. They decided sharing residuals was ample payment to avoid a lawsuit. My eyes widen in shock. The amount far exceeds both our annual salaries combined. It could be a game changer for us, and not only financially. I meet Eva's hopeful gaze with growing wonder. With a start like this, you could land bigger roles, Eva. We'd need to get you an agent, new headshots. My voice trails off at the possibilities unfurling before us. Acting has always been her secret dream, I realize suddenly. And with grace and courage, one stunning opportunity has made it finally attainable. We could sell this little apartment, buy a home rather than just making rent as we have for years. Nothing too flashy, just space to welcome the family we've tentatively begun discussing. I picture a rambunctious toddler with Eva's celestial eyes. As if reading my mind, she squeezes my hands. This money, it's yours as much as mine, my love. For us. For the future family my industrial washboard stomach might still cooperatively produce, she adds wryly. Because the only dream that matters to me is the one we share together. The future I envisioned just hours ago as dust now shimmers again before me. Brighter for the storm we weathered today. We squeeze each other's hands, bridging doubt with hope. The foundation of unconditional trust may be newly shaken, but I know it will set firmer over time. We have so much life yet to live, to understand one another a new day by passing day. What awaits us I cannot guess. Perhaps fame and fortune like the classic cinema Eva loves. Maybe simply more slow, lovely years wrapped in familiarity and comfort to come. But in this moment, I know once again with bone-deep certainty that our intertwined paths stretch into the distance together wherever they may lead. No passing passions could outweigh that. I draw Eva into a fierce embrace then, relishing her sweet familiarity. She clings to me and we hold each other in the little apartment that has sheltered a lifetime of intimate moments. We have hours, years, a lifetime left to speak of all that awaits us. For now I just feel peace. And coming home.
This is where our story comes to an end. Share your thoughts in the comments section. Thanks for your precious time. If you enjoyed this story, then please make sure you subscribe to this channel. That would help me a lot. Click on the video you see on the screen, and I will see you there.